All right. Good evening, everyone. Good Saturday evening. Dude, the week's been crazy, and it's just the crypto space, right? So look, so this video is going to be I'm going to give full access to the APR launch board or launch pad, whatever term you want to use is fine with us. Now remember, this is the platform that we are going to use to launch all of our memes and all whatever utility play token that we launch from within the LLC will be launched on the APR Launchpad. Also, as I go through this video, this Launchpad is not just for us; it's for anyone who wants to launch their own token. So what you're going to watch me do step by step is something that you can do yourself. So, we are going to launch WAGMI on Monday. The way we usually operate is we like to launch and then get it live, and then people can dissect however they want how the launch looks like, how it went, and I'm cool with that because in the end, all for me, all I care about is how the launch pad works and does it do exactly what we say it does. Now, how the token looks on chain, that's up to the space. Y'all are the drivers of the actual project itself. So, having said that, let me dive into this. So, I'm logged in to the APR board. So, you can see right here, APR. So this is kind of the updated live back end of the Launchpad, and you can see there's some other boards on here. We have one for MLMX, but we're mostly going to be using the APR board. So what you do is you log in, you click on the APR board, and it's going to take you to create a token, and you'll click create, and then from here is where you build out the token. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of do two things at once. I'm going to act like we're launching WAGMI, but we're not. I'm not going to launch it. I'm just going to go step by step by step how it's going to look. Now, when we do launch WAGMI on Monday, I will be doing a video on the actual launch. So, but this is just kind of for tutorial purposes only. But this is to kind of walk you through it. Now, before I get started, keep in mind that any token that is launched on our board, on the APR board, we will give you as a dev access to our call team at no charge. So it's completely free. So it kind of allows you to build whatever project you want to build, whether it be a meme utility, and then we can kind of lend, so to speak, our call team to you, and then we'll set up all the privates for all that. So you don't want to worry about that now. But just keep that in mind that when you do use our board, a push team and a call team and a raider team and all that that's all included, right? But like I said, I don't want to get too deep down that road right now. So always keep that in mind. And on top of that, the liquidity is provided too. So each token launch, and it's going to be with WAGMI and with any token that y'all want to launch on our board, it's included. You get $10,000 of liquidity included. So you don't have to front that. So that's good, right? So that's kind of the roadblocks that a lot of people have is funding it. Now, having said that, and I'll get into this, I promise. So anybody can launch a contract on this launch pad. So what's going to happen is unfortunately in the space, as we are all aware, it's like 96% of the people floating around in crypto, they're all scammers. So I would just assume for your own protection that most tokens are just going to be scams off the rip. I'm not saying on our platform, just in general. I think y'all know that, especially on Pump Fund. So, but what's going to happen is when you launch off of our board with our blessings, and we provide you the team, the raiders, and all that stuff, we'll make an announcement, right? We'll go public and say, look, we validate this such and such launch. It's good to go. It's decentralized. There's no nefarious insider actors and all of that. So that kind of is all included, right? So we're not creating this board on our brand. Just keep in mind, this is just what APR is doing. We don't want, dozens, if not hundreds of launches being launched off of our board That's not the plan. Now, can we stop people from doing it? No, but and that's just the downside of the space, because you can't stop people from actually launching. But we don't have to validate them either. So always keep that in mind. And if there ever is a scam that is launched on our board, we are going to call it out 100%. That's just the way it's going to be. And we'll all keep it moving. But having said that, look, this is the space. Welcome to the club. You have to deal with the good and the bad all at the same time, and try to do your best to kind of leave out all of the chaos, which is obviously included in the crypto space as well. So look, let's just get down through this. So I'm going to act like I'm launching WAGMI. So when you log in, you click APR and you go to create, it's going to pull up this whole board, right? So we're going to name it. So WAGMI is going to be called We're All Going Mentally Insane. It is not the moniker of We're All Going to Make It, because I do not believe in that anymore. And I think the majority of y'all as well know that that's just a scam phrase, because we have too much history now to look back and say, you know what? Yeah, we all didn't make it. Now I did, but the majority of the space, you're all getting wrecked, and you continue to do so. Having said that, it's okay, right? It's just a ticker, and it's a popular ticker. I would probably say top 10 in the meme space for sure. So we're going to name the token, and I'm not going to dial in the proper text. I'm dealing it with one hand because I have the mic in my other one. So we're all going mentally insane. Which is kind of true in this space right now, right? Boom. All right, y'all all know what that is. Let me put this in there. Where was it? Right there. Oh, nope, not one. Wrong one. There. Nope, wrong one. There we go. All right. Symbol will be WAGMI. Upload logo. So I'm going to upload the logo right now. Just bear with me, and I'll get it uploaded. I'm just going to pick one. Boom, boom. All right. So as you can kind of see on the right side of this, there is a live preview of what you are actually doing from within the board. All right, hold on. Let me look at my studio here. Make sure it looks good. Okay, cool. So it shows live preview. It shows the name of the token and the ticker, which is WAGMI, right? And it says token by username on base/APR. That's the base bid technology platform, but it's under our board. We're all going mentally insane. Boom. So, and like I said, it kind of gives you the live preview right here, right? So it says launch status is ready. I don't know about all that, but I'm not done. So what we'll do is we'll click here. Description is social. So I'm just going to do a test. I'm just going to put testing. But this is where you will write the description of your token. If you've ever launched a token, you know what this is. So you can type whatever you want until your heart's desire. And then you do your social media here. So whether you have a website, an X page, Telegram, and Discord, you will put it all right here. So when we do WAGMI, I'll put the description in here. And then we will add the Twitter, because we have an X community already set up, and then the Telegram link. No Discord, and obviously we'll build a website, within the first week or two after the token's launched, because we always do that. And Block, who's on my team, he usually handles all the website builds. So let's keep it moving. So now you go into the DEX setting. So we're launching this on Solana. WAGMI will be launched on Solana. Now, keep in mind that when you go to Base Bid's website, you're going to log into whatever wallet you want to use. So I logged into a Solana wallet. You can do EVM, you can do ETH, you can do Base, you can do BSC, and Mega ETH, I think. So depending on the chain that your wallet is logged in on will be dependent on where you're launching your token. So for us, we're launching it on Solana, and we're going to do the Radium pool, and we're going to do 4% fees, which is what I always set my fees at 4%. Now, these are the creator fees, people. So let's just be perfectly clear. This is not a tax token. This is basically a hook on the Radium fees. When you launch directly on Radium, it's the same stuff. So, these fees you can go as low as 0.25%, but I always max these out And in essence, y'all are not even missing this stuff anyways. And plus, it's a great revenue generator for what I'm about to go through. The revenue's not for me. We don't pocket this shit. This is to create meme tokens, legitimate now, fully decentralized, by the way, to where no one entity can control the meme. And then we allow it the space to cook it and run it. And then the fees get generated back to the holders. I mean, it's just such a hard concept. I don't know why anybody cannot do it. Starting market cap, we're going to jam this up to 10K. So in WAGMI's case, when we launch and we click create and it's on chain and it's tradable, it's going to have a 1-to-1 ratio market cap to LP. Meaning that we're not just jamming, what do most meme guys do? $500 of Solana and they throw in, 40% of the supply and bundle the rest. And then you have these massive candle swings, right, up and down. So this eliminates that. So we're going to launch full 1-to-1 market cap to LP ratio. Nobody does that in this space, but we are. And this is going to be all of our launches, by the way. And this is obviously for you too. So when you launch on our board, we give you this option to launch with full liquidity off rip. So this is good. Jesus. I know this is probably weird to most people, and I get it because this is all new. This is like the new launch era in crypto, but it's here. It's all good. Use it. Now moving. Radium pool initiation fee when creating a token with a liquidity pool. Radium charges an estimated 0.3 sol. That is true. There's nothing you nor I can do anything about it. So it's all good. That's cheap. If you don't have 0.3 Solana to initialize the pool, well, you shouldn't be launching a token. Now, moving on. So total supply is going to be 21 million. And all of our launches are going to be 21 million supply to match Bitcoin's narrative, right? So this is what we're on when we launch. I'm not speaking for anybody who launches on our board, but for us, anything that's within the team, we will launch at 21 million supply. And the full mint will go into the LP along with the $10,000, the 115 Solana, and then it becomes fully decentralized on chain. No insiders, no bundles, no pre-sales, no bullshit. Clean, 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 about as clean as you can get in crypto in general. So, and that's what all this is kind of about. So now we're going to the fee builder now. So this is where this gets pretty badass. And this is what I've been wanting for really years. It just hasn't existed, of course, and that's because of lack of tech. Now, keep in mind that we already know all of the other launch pads that are out there, and they've fully extracted every single one of you. So let's be perfectly clear. Being rugged is a choice. If you are getting rugged and you're constantly losing on chain, which we know you are because the data says that you are, it is on you. I'm not going to get into screenshots on X and where, everybody likes to scream and yell about, pump fund scamming everybody, which is true, but y'all continue to go to that shit. So look, it's on you. There just has to come a time where you have to look yourself in the mirror and kind of be a man. So look, I'm not going to give any gospel sermons on this video, but y'all know. So this whole board eliminates all of it. It is the cleanest and most purest form of launching a token. So we have the fee builder here. So we're going to put it on. So now we have 4%, which is where I set the DEX fees, right? 4%. So it shows me total 0 that I have used 0% and I have available 4%. So here is the distribution trigger point. So each trigger distributes collected Solana across enabled fees. So basically, this is when it spits out the Solana to everybody. It distributes the Solana out, how we have it routed, right? Now, we'll go over that in this video. So I'm just going to keep it at 0.10 and keep it moving. Now, we have the creator wallet. So the creator wallet will be basically the launch wallet, or the wallet controlled by the LLC, LegalX Global LLC. Now, for those of you who do not know, and it's on the WAGMI Telegram along with the WAGMI X community page, when we created the WAGMI contract, we turned it into an actual registered business entity under the LLC as a crypto holding asset. So WAGMI, in essence, is just not a contract that was created and it's tradable. No, because we want our means to fall under the LLC as legitimate, decentralized crypto holding assets, and then that raises the value of LegalX Global LLC, because our goal will still be and always will be to go public. We want to take LegalX Global LLC public with our own portfolio of our own tokens. And that's kind of how all this is going to be looking down the road. I don't care about today. I just care about how it works, how it looks, and does it work? The wealth created and the revenue created will come in the future. So creator wallet. So we're going to just work. This is not going to be on every token. This is for example reasons only. I'm going to set it at 2%. So that gives me or us 2% of the 4% of the creator fees room to play with, meaning I can distribute these fees. And you know what? Let's do this. I know the space. Y'all will be like, well, Scott, you're taking half of the fees. So look, I'll handle y'all crybabies here for a little bit. Let's just go down to 1%, whatever, okay? So the creator wallet will only accept 1% of the fees. That means 3% of the WAGMI fees will go out to everybody else, including you directly. Now, this is just for a test. We haven't dialed in exactly, and I will know tomorrow. And we will be doing an X space with Kubo and BaseBid tomorrow, by the way, on Kubo's X page tomorrow, X space. So I want to get that out there. But this allows us finally to control and have access to the creator fees, but distribute them out, not in. Do y'all understand what that means? Fees coming in on every other launch pad have stayed in. They've collected, they bought big ass houses. Y'all have seen all the videos, and that's okay, dude. I don't give a shit about that personally because I've already done all that. But y'all are not, it's not benefiting you. You're still getting loot. Y'all are getting absolutely destroyed. And the data and the on-chain data proves. So you can't argue that. You can't go back online and say, well, Scott, that's just not true. I'm winning. No, you're not, bitch. No, you're not. I haven't seen a freaking Lambo video in years. So this solves that problem 100%. The game is over. So as far as I'm concerned, personally, if you're chasing shit coins or meme coins, whatever term you want to use, on Pokemon or any other launchpad, that's on you. You can't complain. Don't get online and complain and cry and bitch and moan and create an expectation. Say, oh my God, we're all getting wrecked, because it's now your decision. Because now we have created the ultimate, for you liberals out there, safe space where you all can invest without getting effed over. Y'all know the game. So anyway, let me move on. I'm getting excited. So the creator wallet will have 1% of the 4%. That means as a LLC, we're going to give back to everybody else 3% of the creator fees, right? That's good. That's never been done ever from a launchpad's perspective. They just don't do it, right? So the distribution token will be in Solana. Now also keep in mind this. These are from the Radium. This is from the pool fees, right? So we're not having to sell WAGMI tokens to over to Solana, dumping the chart along the way. No, this is not how this plays out. This is full fees paid in Solana. So moving on. Rewards. So all of our tokens that we launch within our team, the APR team, are going to be quote unquote technically utility memes, because the tech platform that we now have, we can now distribute out. And I personally consider that utility, because we're giving this back to you people, right? Do y'all understand what this is? Again, this is the second or third time. These fees go to you. Absolutely insane. So we're going to add rewards. So and we're going to do this in stages, by the way. So for and I don't know for WAGMI yet, because like I said, we still have to get that dialed in tomorrow, but kind of standard how we're going to operate from our board. This isn't from any other outside launch or dev that comes to our launchpad and launches. This is just from us. We're going to have rewards structured in market cap settings. So for WAGMI, for an example, we're going to say, look, once the first $250,000 market cap is hit, we're going to jam this up at, we'll do 0.20% of the creator fees will now go out in rewards, meaning all holders, if you hold 0.10% of the supply, will get a cut of everything now. And we're going to step down. So, and we'll max this out at 0.5%, because I have other stuff. We have the buyback to go into. So for every $250,000 market cap threshold that we hit, we'll incentivize and we'll bump this up. Now, remember, this percentage that I add in this, toggle area comes from what's left of the 4%, right? So we can play and maneuver whatever percentage of the fees need to go where. I think y'all can kind of follow along. This is what's kind of badass about all this, right? So for every $250,000 market cap that we hit up into a certain point, I don't know what that's going to be. This is for an example. We'll add 20%. So if WAGMI hits a $500,000 market cap, guess what? We'll go up to 0.40, and then we'll cap it at 0.50, and leave it at that. And that's it. So we are going to keep back a percentage of the creator fees and give that back out as rewards, paid in Solana. So that'll be airdropped to you every day. Distribution token, Solana. So let me just back this down. I'm going to back this down to 0.20. All right, here we go. Now, buybacks and burns. So the way this is structured, so when we launch the token on our board, it's an auto lock. So there's no bundles or anything. We're not doing any pre-sales, no bonding curves, none of that bullshit. We're just launching it, and then it's automatic 100% LP lock on Radium. So we're going to do the same. So on the buyback side with the rewards. So what we will be able to do is for every $250,000 market cap that we hit, I can match the 0.20% on the buyback. So now we're going to help on the LP side automatically. This is not, we don't have to do this manually anymore. All of this is just going to be auto. Boom, boom. So not only are we going to now create a decentralized launchpad system where our tokens are 100% bulletproof and rug proof, we're going to now start moving the creator fees back to y'all, and it'll be distributed. Now, also keep in mind, this is all going to be public. You'll be able to view all this when this launches, right? So you'll be able to see where we're maneuvering, for lack of a better term, the creator fees, right? So if we say we're doing 0.20% at every $250,000 market cap up into a cap, then you will be able to log in to the builder side, I forgot what is the technical term, so that's on me. But you will be able to see this, and that's good. So it keeps everybody within the APR team and the launch board itself honest. That's what this is about. Cleaning up the space, which again, we can talk for hours. Everybody talks a big game online, but they ain't doing shit about it. So this actually cures the diseases in the space, and I mean all of them. Now let's keep it moving. So the distribution token will be in Solana. So now we're giving all of our holders rewards directly, and at the same time, we're buying back and locking the tokens through on the LP side. So we're supporting the chart and our holders. Oh my gosh, what an unbelievable concept. Now, how many fees are left? So we have 2.60 of the creator fees that we could still play with. So remember, this is just for example purposes. Don't get online and say, Scott, 0.20% is too low. I mean, it's just for the video, man. It's all good. Now, marketing, I haven't decided on that because I'm not a big marketing guy. I think marketing, quote unquote, marketing wallets are scams because they're just a way for the dev team or the team itself to set back revenue and keep it themselves, and they actually never spend it. So let's just keep marketing. Let's keep marketing out for now. Now, here's the cool part: custom. So here we are on, did I go to custom? Yeah, here we go. I clicked custom right here. You can see right here. So I removed it. Oh, here it is. No, I just added it. Sorry. Let me X that off. So custom fee, we're going to use this for multiple reasons. So mainly will be our call team, our internal push team, raiders, bull posters, whatever term you want to use. We are going to pay them for being on our team. We call it our payroll, to help push all of our tokens. And that's not just for us, it's for all of you too, right? Because that's kind of the biggest complaint. When are you going to pay a com? When are you going to pay a com? So look, I'm not going to get into that again on this video because we all know what calls do. They all want supply, and then you're going to nuke. They're going to nuke the chart, and then you are going to just constantly bitch, which is what you're doing now on X. This calls a scammer. This calls a scammer. So what we are able to do is leave this fully transparent. So let's just give an example. Kubo, he's on our team. So we will label his wallet. So this is public. Kubo's wallet will be public for everybody to see. I'm just typing X's here for video purposes only. So Kubo will get, let's just say 0.05%. I'm just using that as an example. I'm not, whatever the deal is, when we make it public, then we'll announce it, and everybody will know. So it doesn't matter. You're going to be able to see this anyway. So it's not like we can lie to you, and neither can Kubo. So look, this keeps finally in this space. It builds confidence in the team itself on both sides, dev and the pusher team, that they're working together because now there's no supply that's going to be nuked, right? We're not going to own any supply unless we buy it on chart. And Kubo won't have any supply as a call because we're not giving him any supply either. Now, he will have to buy it just like the rest of us do. That's what decentralized means, right? So Kubo gets no insider hookup other than just being connected to the team. So he kind of knows what's happening, right? That's his benefit. And then he can project that out to his followers. There's nothing wrong with that. That's actually what we need in the space. That's how we keep these tokens running, because we're going to eliminate the sell pressure from the supply control, right? So that's gone. So like I said, all of our team will be public. So and he'll get paid in Solana. You can see right there. So we're going to add another, I'm doing it for example. Let's just do Block. I'm going to add Block. Block will add his wallet address and his percentage, say it's 0.03%, whatever. This is just for video purposes only. So we can add as many as we want. Click, 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 and look what it did. It added all these custom fee sections, right? Where we can now customize where the creator fees go, right? So I'm still a believer that within the space, everybody should eat, even though I personally do not like, well, let me rephrase that. The calls that we have, I'm cool with, but just the history that I think the space has with calls, I think we can all agree they're just extractive. So this allows us to kind of, bring some levy back to the space where we're all working together. And look, I'll give you an example. If we're not pleased with Block, I'm just giving you on as an example, and I love Block to death. But if we're not pleased with his calls and his pushing and whatever he does within his Telegram and X, then guess what? I just delete him. Say goodbye, Block. And now we don't say it like that, but you get what I'm saying. So we'll let Block know, say, hey, dude, it's just not working out. And then we can just replace him, right, with another call or whatever, right? So let me put Block back in. Boom, boom, boom. Let me put him back to 0.03. And whatever. So I'll scroll back up and it shows us we have 2.52% of the fees still available to play with, right? For lack of a better term. And you still have on the side right here the live preview. So it's green checking all this stuff off. The DEX fees, starting market cap, description and socials. So here's where it kind of gets really cool, because now we could start doing some cool shit within this space, open and transparent. So let me give an example. So let me click custom here. And let's just say let's just say a charity or some kind of event happened that's getting major run within the world, right? Like a global stage, or we can partner with anybody that we want, because we have the availability to maneuver these creator fees out to where we want. So it helps the overall project too, because it helps give us some extra branding, so to speak, right? So let's just say, for example purposes only, a family is public and something happened to them and they need financial help. Let's just using that as an example. What we will do is, I can do this. We'll call it charity for video terms. We will tell the community, hey, everybody, we're going to help this family, such and such, whatever happened, whatever the story is going to be the story. But now we can now say, okay, look, we're going to create an address or a wallet for them. And then we're going to we'll just go up to, like, let's just say some crazy shit. Let's just do like 0.25%. So this wallet that we create, and it could be really, this wallet could actually come from the family themselves. And then it's something that we work out communication wise. So, let me give you an example. So there's a family that I follow on Instagram. The dad has ALS, and they're big on social media, but they always need financial help, right? Because it's a big burden. I think he's ex-military too here in the United States. So something like that. I don't know the whole story. I'm just kind of giving y'all a picture, but I do follow them on IG. I can reach out to them and say, look, we own a company called LegalX Global LLC. We launch crypto coins, meme coins that have a charity aspect within the tech platform. We would like to support you. Can we do some kind of cross promotion? And if they agree, then obviously that's when we start communicating with them. Say, look, if you set up your own wallet, and then they can make an announcement, and then we can make an announcement, so it's public on both sides. You kind of get what I'm saying. The whole point is this allows us to do whatever we want because I have it in the tech, right? So not only are we launching decentralized, we're having the most cleanest and most purest form of meme coins that are launching. We can now distribute the fees to the holders, to rewards. We can add to the LP all at the same time, and I can internally bring in a call push raider team and pay them as well instead of giving them supply. And on top of that, we can do charity type giveaways or whatever term you want to use. I think you understand what I'm saying. So it is all about marketing. So we can leverage this, and we can do multiple at the same time, right? All I got to do is click custom. That's charity one. Guess what? Something happened in the world and the family needs financial help. Charity two, right? Charity two. Receiving address. Boom, 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 boom. We set it at a 0.25% of the creator fees will go directly to that wallet, which will then fund the charity of whatever the case may be. Sorry, I misspelled charity. And then now we still have up here, we still have 2% left of the fees that we kind of have access to. Now, obviously, this will be lower because I have about 15 calls, but you get the idea. The whole point of all of this, especially with WAGMI, we'll talk about WAGMI for now, is WAGMI is in essence now a utility creator fee driven meme where as a launchpad and a company that controls the launchpad, we are giving the fees back. We don't you can see it's all structured. It's all going to be in the UI, and every single one of you that hold WAGMI or any one of our launches will be able to see exactly where the fees are going. No bullshit anymore. You don't have to wonder, well, this, that, dev wallet, marketing wallet, No, that is all the scam. I think we all can agree that we have all been duped for the last 5-6 years, especially in the meme space. It's become a total mess, and we all can agree on that. Unless you just have personal feelings against something else, but it doesn't stick. It doesn't land. This whole platform and how we are going to use it solves every single issue that is within the meme space. Our token should run as long as the space backs it and pushes it. And obviously we can onboard more bigger players on the call push team as we go, right? Because we have access to the fee side. We're not giving them supply. I don't want anybody to have any supply ever again. I don't want them. My team doesn't want them. Our Wells doesn't want them. We're not giving them the calls. You don't need them because that is the scam. Now, when you clean that up, you become decentralized at that point on that term, right? If you look up decentralized, obviously it's a long definition. But the main one I care about most is when it says right in the middle, no one entity can control the supply. And that's what this is about. We're cleaning up the supply control issue off of RIP. So it allows the actual launch itself to cook because there's no sell pressure bleeding it out on a run up. As long as there's buy pressure, right? So this is all good. So this is what the board is for APR. And we can have now maneuverability of the fee side. Wherever we want, we can do it. We can do, like on this charity, it could be anything. But, on the crypto side, look, unfortunately, we only want to chase the big stories, right? Because it needs to hit hard. So, something big happens that's like kind of a shock. Like it could be legal bills for somebody. Whatever the case may be, we can fire it up. All I got to do is log in. We can come to the agreement as a team that we are going to move a percentage of the creator fees to such and such and help them and support them. And then obviously on the flip side, we get marketing in return. That is just how the game is played. But the key here is we now have the ability to do it openly and transparently with the investors and the token buyers not having to wonder where the fees are going because it's all right here. You can see it with your own eyeballs, people. Game is over. Now, do y'all accept it? That's all going to be on y'all. And I think that'll come in due time because, look, this is kind of a, for lack of a better term, this is a mental fuck. If you think about it, this is kind of, well, it's not kind of, this is badass as far as I'm concerned, but this is some new shit in the meme space. And Haven saying that is pathetic because everybody, and I mean everybody, at least that I see on crypto, is constantly complaining. Who's going to build something? Who's going to build something? What can we do? What can we do? And since the majority of you will never do what I did and actually sue scammers in federal court, this is the next best thing. build an actual launch pad that launches full decentralized memes with the ability to maneuver the creator fee side of the revenue to where we want to go. Outward, not inward. I want y'all to get paid. This is not about us. Jesus, we're taking a small percentage, and that's just the cost of doing business. But everything else y'all get. And this stuff can jam up. Like we can move this up we can jam up creator rewards. Not creator rewards, sorry. Rewards to pay out token holders to 0.25%. And this is per market cap. So we can do whatever we want. This is all customizable. So we can say, look, first 250K rewards are 0.25%, buybacks 0.25%. Those are automatically. And then once we hit 1 million market cap, we'll go up to 0.30%. We'll round up both at 0.30%. And then we can say, look, the next threshold can be 2.5 million market cap. We'll go to 0.35, 0.35. And then if we hit 10 million market cap, that will be kind of the cap. And we'll say, look, we're going to be at 0.50% on the reward side and 0.50% on the buyback side. Boom. And now we have less available. Right now we're down to 1.42%. The whole key is this. This availability will always be public. You will know exactly the amount that is left, right? So it keeps everybody finally in the space honest, because the dev team can't bullshit you. The call can't bullshit you. The bull poster can't bullshit you. The Raiders aren't putting out a bunch of bullshit. There's no lies to be told. It completely 100% cleans the space up like that. Again, the question is what are y'all going to do about it? Right? And we're going to find out. So look, that's kind of what this is about. And then look, whenever you're ready to launch, and there's an initial buy here as well if you want to take advantage of that. So this is not a bundle. This is just allowing the dev team, and y'all need to kind of be aware of this too, to buy on the first candle, which there's nothing wrong. So if I was a dev, I'd probably buy, $300 worth just to keep the number small. But you're getting in on the first candle. Let's just put 450, and you're good. So it's not a bundle. It's not an inside play. 100% of the mint is still getting locked. You're just getting in on the first candle, which there's nothing wrong with that. So, and now you can launch the token. Boom, launch. And at this point, it will be on chain tradable, and it should start hitting DEX. The DEX is, within a couple of minutes. And so what we will do with WAGMI is once this goes on chain, the contract itself will obviously be tradable everywhere, obviously through Radium, but we will post the contract in the whale room, and then on the call room, and then in our main Telegram chat, and then we will post on X. And then it's up to the space now. The contract is out, game on, right? But at least now it is a narrative meme play with utility involved that keeps the revenue that is being generated from the volume in-house. Good God Almighty. So, and there's no extraction events, zero. Because if you want to sell the token, you're going to have to buy the damn thing first. There are no handouts anymore. Don't ask. I spent all of 2025 giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and give me supply, Scott, give me supply, give me, I'll call, we'll push. Now, the days are over. So as far as I am concerned, that's where the overall space, you're going to have to grow a pair, because there's going to be a lot of calls that we do not bring on board. You want to know why? Because we're not the cabal. Those are cabal ordered calls, and they work for, Pump Fund and all them. So they're never going to do this. They're never going to support this. You want to know why? Because we're not giving them supply. They'll actually have to buy a bag for a change. So this makes the whole space fully transparency, and it gives us leverage as a team to now start really building this up and going out to the space and saying, look, we talk to this call. They're a big name call. I'm not saying we're going to do it on purpose, but it will be part of business deals that we have in Telegram. They just didn't want to do it. They didn't want to support the only decentralized, fully transparent launch pad in the history of crypto. They don't want to support that because we will not give them any token supply. So change your circles. And that's what we're going to do. So the 14 to 15 calls that we have on our team they've agreed to work for stables. They don't care about the supply. They love this model, and we're going to grow over time. And that will be the job of just kind of the space and, contacting the team on Telegram saying, hey, we want in, we want on your payroll. We want to help push your memes. And it allows us to quote unquote recruit at that point, because now a marketing or an influencer or a call or whatever term you want to use, they can contact us. We can bring them on board via payroll. We can add them to the UI, make it public, and say, look, we brought on call number 20. He's such and such. This is him. This is his wallet, her wallet, and this is the percentage that they're getting. And then we make it public, and then y'all will be able to log in or click on the token itself, view the UI, and say, oh, okay, this is where he's at. There's his wallet, and it's title, right? So, we can let's do this just for the video. So we'll add another custom fee. We'll do call number 20, right? So I'll do call 20, wallet, boom, 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 boom. We'll add it. Let's just say it's 0.05%. I'm just using that for an example. Boom. It takes away from the available supply up here that we still have to work with. We bring on another call. And if it's a player call, I'll give you an example. If it's like a big time call that we know can move charts. And remember, these are going to be on payroll calls. These are not going to be one hitter quitters. We're never going to bring on a call that just calls once and says, oh, well, shit's just not going good, so I quit. No, we're going to just remove you. You start acting like a little baby and shit, and we'll just call you out. This gives us full leverage at this point, right? We can start blasting everybody if we want. I mean, obviously, we don't want to do that by nature. But look, crypto's a dirty space, man. You're going to have to start playing dirty with some of these fucks. So, but if it's a player call, let's just say, who have I dealt with? Let's just say Ram or Dark, even though I'll never bring Dark in. But let's just say Ram. Ram can move a chart. So let's just say we add Ram, but he's going to want, 0.20%, right? So remember, he's not getting token supply. He's getting part of the creator fee. So we'll jam him up to 0.20%. But see, the deal will be the deal, right? So, like I said, we're not going to give away our supply, the creator fee supply, by the way, excuse me, not the token supply, to a big call if they're constantly demanding, well, I'm only going to make one call on my X and one post in my privates on Telegram per month. No, motherfucker, you will be pushing nonstop, once a week, because at this point, the narrative and the model and the structure has now become public. We're not watering down anything at this point, because the point is the launchpad itself, and therefore WAGMI or whatever token we launch is now known, since it's connected to the launchpad, to be the only decentralized, legitimate meme with utility, by the way, in this space. So we demand our calls to push at least every week. They're on our team at this point. Now, obviously, I think somebody like Ram works probably for the cabal, so he'll never join with us anyway. But you get the point. So this is what this is about. It's all good. It's fully transparent. And everybody at Base Bid, they've been working on this for well over a year. So this isn't anything new for me. It's going to be new for the space. And then look, it's going to add, like I do know, and I'm not going to speak for them. They can speak on the X Spaces tomorrow. I know they're adding more shit to this too, by the way. So there's going to be, KYC and auditing stuff. So there's other stuff that they're going to be implementing onto this Launchpad system that benefits the space, right? So for us, again, for APR, this is about launching our own memes and being able to control the fee flow outwards, not inwards. And as my whole business model is, I'd rather have a little bit of a lot. That's how we operate. So we're the complete opposite of Pump Fund and everybody else and all the degenerate scammers that y'all are constantly chasing. They just want to fuck you up, They get out. I'm too old for it, man. I'm Gen X. It's all good. I have a different mindset, and we look at the space completely different. So at the end of the day, this is on y'all at this point. This is all on the space. There's nothing more that can be done. This is the perfect launchpad. You can't fuck with it. So that's that for this video. I'm gonna get this uploaded, and we have an X Space tomorrow on Kubo, and I'll put that in the description on the YouTube channel. So Basebid will be on there, the dev team. Kubo is going to host, and I'll be on there as well. And they will be able to break down everything in detail on what this does and how they did it and how it works and all of that good stuff. So that's it for now. And I appreciate y'all checking in. Let me see, 50 minutes, not bad. I think I did pretty good. So look, all of the links and everything will be in the description. If you want to start, if you want to launch your own token on this using our platform, just hit me X or on Telegram. It'll all be in the description. We'll work out a deal. It's all good. It's free for you to launch anyway. And plus, we'll throw in the 10K of Solana for your LP, and you can get ripping and running, right? So, and then we'll give you access to our call group as well. And then you go out and you go build your own token, right? So here, I'll get sideways a little bit. So this kind of allows all the loudness. You know, when you're on this side of the space, as far as the dev is concerned, you're constantly being shit on, right? You don't know what the fuck you're doing. Okay, well, if that's, and that could be true. It's probably true in most cases. But for all of the loudness that goes on in the space, do me a favor. Come to our launch board, launch your own token, and see if you can replicate everything that it is that you think it should do. If you think that a token should automatically go to 2 million market cap on day one of launch, then why don't you launch it? If you're, go do it yourself. If it's that easy, go do it yourself. Now, we're going to give you the platform to do it now. Now, let's see how greedy or non-greedy you really are. Right? Let's see where you distribute your fees. Are you going to launch a token and give yourself 3% of whoever? Nah, we'll start seeing. This is going to cut through all the bullshit in this space. And it's going to find out who really is going to support Crypto 2.0. Because as far as I'm concerned, this is like the new age of the meme space. Everything that's been done, everything you've been told, everything you have seen has been nothing but one big show. You have all been bamboozled up until now. So we're going to find out who the real players in this space are. And that's cool, right? This is what this is for. So I'll wrap it up, get this out, and I will see everybody on the X Space tomorrow, and y'all have a good one. See y'all.